Welcome back to On the Beat, round 3 with Crowell Gillis and Cooper. Will Cooper joining me again this morning, and today, Will, we're going to talk about injuries on the job here in the state of Mississippi.
Right.
Some frightening stuff here, but you're here to get some good information, you know, for heaven forbid the worst case, right?
Right. You know, so being injured on the job is a lot different from being injured in a car accident.
Sure.
Because when you're injured on the job, workers' comp kicks in. Workers' comp is basically a type of insurance that if a company has over 5 employees, they are required to have workers' comp.
Okay.
And that covers those type of injuries.
Gotcha.
So it's totally different, though, because you don't have to prove negligence. The first thing you have to prove is that, or the only thing you have to prove is you were injured on the job while in the course and scope of your employment.
Yeah, doing your job.
That's
in
right.
The scope of what you're doing on an everyday basis.
And so if you were injured on the job, you wouldn't have to prove that your employer was negligent. It's just that you were injured on the job.
It was just maybe just an unfortunate accident.
Slipped and fell over, you know, a cord.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sure.
It can be your fault, but you're injured on the job, and so therefore you will be compensated.
Yeah, so that would be the remedy. The first question here, that is the remedy if you're injured on the job.
Well, and so the remedy, the remedy then is that, you know, they have to pay you benefits, and they have to pay your medical expenses.
Okay.
And so, you know, the next thing to really understand is what kind of benefits are paid.
Okay. Yeah. So what type of benefits are?
Right, type of benefits. That's right. And so the types of benefits are when you're injured, first you're temporarily injured, you know, and so you may have to miss work. So they have to pay you what's called temporary total disability. You're off work, and that is calculated by paying you 2/3 of your average weekly wage.
Okay.
Up to, you know, a maximum number of weeks. And
Okay.
then that gets into the second type of benefits, which are your permanent type benefits. But if you were injured on the job, the way it's calculated, 2/3 your average weekly wage, and the maximum they will pay you is for 450 weeks.
Okay, that's a lot of weeks.
Yeah, but even if you can't work at all, that's all you will get paid from a benefit standpoint.
I got you.
All right, and so then there's something called a scheduled member, and if, for example, you lost use of your arm, then there's so many weeks they pay for an arm. You would calculate your 2/3 your average weekly wage times that number of weeks.
Gotcha.
So say it's 40 weeks. That's how you would be paid for the loss of use of your arm.
Gotcha.
All right. Scheduled member,
Yeah.
a leg, an arm, a finger, those kind of things.
You know,
toe.
anything else. So the benefits cover, you said medical expenses are covered, but the benefits you just mentioned, does that factor in?
They
too?
do.
Okay.
And so the one thing that's different from the benefit aspect on the medical side is that in medical benefits, they're unlimited, and they will pay you for the rest of your life. And so that is a very important factor that most people don't understand.
Okay, and I guess this workman's comp has nothing to do with your regular insurance that you have, right? Like
No. This is something that the company carries.
Sure.
But keep in mind that if you have health insurance, you wouldn't need any health insurance at this time. Your health insurance wouldn't be paying it because workers' comp insurance pays your medical benefits.
Gotcha. And one last quick question for you: is there a time limit on filing a claim?
There is, and so from the time of your injury, you have 2 years, but that statute is told as long as they're paying benefits or medical. So, for example, if they stop paying medical 3 years later, then you have 2 years from the time they stop paying your medical or your benefits.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's good information. Will, we sure appreciate you spending some time with us today.
It was good to be here.
All
Thank
right.
you.
We'll see you next time. And if you have any additional questions, the listed information there on your screen. We'll be right back.